Hey, love bug. I get you one more again. I hope everybody is doing blessed. I'm doing blessed and highly favored, and definitely hope the same for you. And if this is your first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome. So thank you for being here. So with that being said, much love to all. Namaste, love and blessings, love and light, and many blessings are definitely coming your way. And if you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell at the bottom so you know when your girl's about to upload her next video. Also, if you're comfortable enough, drop me a line or two. I would love the chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me, even if it's about the positive feedback to the content of my video or you tell me about your empathic gift. If you feel like the video give good vibes and you would love to share with a loved one, family, or a friend, or even a fellow I say enemy. A fellow empath that may be going through some trying times and just need confirmation, validation towards life path or even soul purposes, please go ahead and share them while you're at it. Give your girl a thumbs up, like, and also share the social media favorites wherever you see fit. As always, thank you so much for the love and support. It's greatly appreciated. And I hope you're able to resonate with the content of my video. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to light up my daggone sage. What is it? Palo Santo sage stick. Get me some energy, some good energy pushing through. My video is about Twin Flame 101. Heyokas during the midst of mastering yourself can be uncomfortable and unpredictable, but it gives you the courage to step over what you used to trip off of. And that is so true. Anything that's worth having is not going to come easy. It's not. And a lot of times when we go through these trials and tribulations, you can really be putting the best foot forward. And sometimes you get mad at God and every daggone thing else is like, okay, I'm doing the best as I can, and it just seems like the more I push out this positive, I add more mishaps of tragedies in my life where I'm seeing so many people getting blessings and it's just, mine's going ass backwards. And, and at times it's hard for you to see that because a lot of times we be living up in our wounds or, in our ego and stuff like that, because it's like we already focused on the wrong thing as it is. And it's already just going to tip off the scale of you being pissed off a meter, when you're seeing so many different people getting things, but you have to be able to understand, number one, that's rule number nay. You do never compare your life to somebody else's. You just don't. And then sometimes as us being in human experiences, we do that. It's like, Dad, I've been working hard and I'm sitting up here telling somebody congratulations. And it's always me always giving that congrats about certain things, but it's always me being left in the wind where it's like you a bridesmaid, but never a bride. And that's what it feel like at times. And it's just like, everybody got their day. It's your time to shine when God feel like it's time. And there may be different things that you go through and we have to be patient. We don't like that word. That's like a cuss word to us, especially if you're dealing with a lot of hectic stuff, and it's just like when I look at my situation and I go through so many different things in my life, but I had to allow myself to force myself, stop, allowing yourself to focus on things that is totally out your control. You seeing things for what they are, and you have to be able to accept that. But these things is not going to stop you. This is going to be that main thing that's going to give you that fuel. So I've been breathing that mess in. That's going to give you fuel to be persistent with yourself. Stay consistent, because there's too many different things. So a lot of times we got to play with our own minds at times, because it's just like, look at how far you come on different situations where there's certain people that wouldn't be able to go the length of miles you have. You may have enemies that put so much stuff on you. And if that shoe was on the other foot and you force fed them just like a tablespoon on what they place in your life within years, they'll heal over just within that little taste test. They wouldn't have been able to do it. But yet those situations have been placed on you, or it just seemed like, it's more added towards your life than taken away. And this is where our strength comes in. Because a lot of times, it's hard for you to see the good and even, in harsh moments, it's hard for you to be able to see that. But it takes that, that moment on where you have to be consistent of that. Being able to stay grateful towards different things, even when you get not, it gets you enough to get by for a minute. And they always want you to be consistent on being grateful for that, because when they see that you being grateful for the littlest things, they're seeing that they're not taking what I give them for granted. These things are blessings to where it can blossom into a beautiful bloom if they allow themselves to. But a lot of times we stay focused on that weed instead of allowing ourselves to see that little leaf that's coming out, coming out the fertilizer, coming out the dirt. It's about to blossom into something very beautiful. But we have to allow ourselves to tend to our grass to keep it green. Try to take care of it. And that's how our lives are. You have to go through things that is going to keep throwing you left, and then right. Or it'll be a day that you already got one thing going on and then 20 other things pop up on it too. Or you may be in a happy mood one day and then you pissed off the next, you ready to jump off a bridge in a mid stride. We understand that. That's what makes the world go around in our world. We're becoming that change that we want to see the world come into, because you could be going through the stuff you're going through, or you can be like one of these other folks that tend to want to project everything and calling everybody else, make it seem like everybody else is going in the wrong, but they don't sit up here and have access to the spotlight that they don't pay the tribute to. You can be going through that. That's a lot worse than what we're going through, because it's like what we're going through is not easy. But you're allowing yourself to be bold. Your soul won't even allow you to walk away, even when you got your head on your butt on your chest. They won't allow you to do that. We're like, look, we don't let you have a pause for the cause. But when you get back, we get right back on it again. We're going to have to re-strategize and go on a different vibration. You're going to have different understandings. You have to be persistent. You got to be pressure. We all are pressure. Because a lot of times, if you're tired of dealing with some stuff, sometimes you got to focus on the most thing to just really make your world turn, like you ready to catch a charge for that. And it's just like, if you don't want to deal with that no more, let that be your vocal point on how this situation done woke you the heck up. But it also had me to have that ammunition to want to stay good for myself, create better. Even if I had to sit up here and pause about that and just come up with a new game plan, or you have to go to universe and say, you know what, this way, my way didn't work. Can I get my assistance? And a lot of times, that's what universe is waiting for. Only time they intervene about certain things in our life, if they know it's about to catch us hell or we about to die, because especially if it's not all the time, they will intervene real quick. But a lot of times you have to have that free will on wanting us to help, because a lot of times we end up getting foobarred, because the fact is we try to do everything on our own. I'm good for that. I'm real good for that. They're like, girl, you good? I got this, and this, and that. Like, girl, we're trying to tell you to press pause. Heyokas, we do everything the hard way. We tend to do that. I don't know why we do that, but we do that. You'd be so much easier, but we be catching hell because we want to do this. When God be like, well, I told you about 20 years ago, I told you to sit your butt down. But no, you tend to want to go over here and be like, Ghost Rider, you go right ahead, Nicolas Cage. Be a situation like that. But then these are the things that unpredictableness, that hardship, that mishap, that fell on your face a few times, you're going to start appreciating that, because it showed you what kind of character that is trying to come to light. And it's just like, when you allow yourself to give that free access to yourself, just to see how your life was before you got awoken. How were you moving before you knew about different energies or different essence of other people, allowing yourself to not be mad at the enemy, but understand this is not the enemy. You're mad at that person. That vessel is the things that's attached to that person, because they choose to not deal with their pain in a proper way, in a positive way. There's so many people, they're on that materialistic stuff, to where that's how the devil is getting in to a lot of access with us. Because the fact is, when we're allowing ourselves to go back to our addictions, or we're allowing ourselves to be accessed where we're wishing bad on other people that wish bad on us, or different things where we feel like they want to stop this person. Why is it always them? They always gets this, so I want this too. Can you do, and there's so many people that got these harbingers attached to them, just because of that mind frame that they have. You be end up being put in enemy lines when you were supposed to be helping that person. And a lot of times you have to be able to chuck that off as just an L and keep going. Okay, that person put me in harm's way. All right. Because see, back in the day, we go streets, we hit the streets. I ain't got time. But now it's just like, I appreciate those moments where it shows me how a lot of times we always trying to figure out a game plan on how we're supposed to be changing a situation that we're being placed in, but not realizing it's in a total reverse, a mirror image. How are you going to allow this situation to change you? That's the question. We go to God, but then God was like, I'm already here, but yet you choose to not hear. A lot of times we have rehearsed our pain before we rehearsed our faith. I've done it, you know, and so many different things. You know, I've asked God, if you love me so much, why did you allow these people to do this to me? Or if you love me so much, why you have me going through all this? And if you love me, why you do that? And a lot of times, you know, I've said that a lot. I've dealt with a lot of people that said that too. And a lot of times you don't realize those tragedies are your best strength. And a lot of times it's hard for you to see that, but you carry this fierce alpha energy, whether you're a female or you're a male. You know, I get very aggressive. You know, I get very aggressive, and I have to. A lot of times I should be more aggressive when it comes to the things that's going to create better for me. And I'm not talking about aggressive is where you retaliating against somebody because they want to fall short on their ego and be all territorial, inferior, and all that junk. I'm talking about aggressive where I'm bringing positivity in my life, stay consistent, not allowing myself that's out of my control or what I can't change. Did it make me lose focus on what is truly important to my life? What and who is relevant to my life? You know, praying for the things where people don't place on me, but allow myself to keep moving. It's like you do me kind of way is not going to change me on how I do me. It's just going to change me how I do you. I'm going to keep you at a distance. I'll say hey to you, hey, bye, thank God, bless you, you know, shalom, whatever, shabuk, I got to go. You know, and then just allow myself to be able to go, but still appreciate that enemy for what they showed me, because I've had a lot of that in my life. And I can sit back here and think about the things that I've gone through, how I used to let people take advantage of me, people that used to just really play my weaknesses of my kind heart against me. And they had no problem with chewing it up and spitting it out when they felt like it wasn't beneficial to them anymore. Now, if it's like that same person that showed me what they did, and they still in that same vibration, even if they weren't, you done showed me the person that you were. You know, I ain't holding no energy or animosity towards you when I used to do that. You know, my friends used to laugh at me. You still mad at me? That happened almost 10 years ago. Yeah. I don't remember what you pissed me off about, but I'm still mad at you. You know, that I'm just like, no. You know, you holding energy gonna block a lot of blessings in your life because you mad because of what, got that gone. Maybelline done sit up here and did down the street or whatever. You're allowing yourself to have access to certain things where it was only supposed to reflect the truth to you. You know, it was reflecting truth to you about yourself. You know, I was the type of person where I got mad because I would do so many different things and I would work hard on certain things, and I didn't have to work hard as much as I am now. And you just get mad about that. But then it's guys like, when I'm moving you different, you have to be able to change different. You got to be able to sacrifice different. You're going to have that patience of difference. You know, that's what I'm trying to teach you. You know, and a lot of times he does that through the actions of what we choose to do, the people that we choose to entertain, the people that we welcome in with open arms. When you got to be, hold up, this is a drama-free zone. You ain't about to give me a headache unless it's these downloads and these upgrades and these sidewalks and curbs. No, if you coming up in here with some mess, you got to take that mess down the street. I don't have time. But I'll send you so much love and some vibes, whatever you got dealing with, I'm gonna send it with you. You can have that mess when you go. And you have to be able to be that way, because it's just when you allow yourself to see what mountains you moving right now. Because a lot of times we make things so much bigger than they actually are. And it's just, you know, I've been that way. I still get that way at times. Like, I'll tell people real honest. It's just the days I can't, lead you up to salvation. But it'll be that one damn day I'm mad as hell and I might see you off a cliff. Let me deal with me first. I understand you need my help, but I can't help you if I can't help me. That's not helping you. It's going to hurt you, and I had to be that type of person where I have to be very transparent. I'm not worried about what the next person feel about me, because it ain't none of my business. I validate myself, not them, because they probably ain't even validating themselves. I used to always look at different things where people would be straight gutted towards different people, especially with my situation. And you're always worrying about how people seen you. And I always used to look at situations, especially when people, abuse children, elderly people, animals, whatever. If you took pleasure out of that, but when you get questioned about it, when you get caught, don't try to deny that. Those are the things that really just get up under my skin. I said, well, you already knew you were doing wrong when you did it, but don't sit up here and not own up to it. Keep that same energy you did when you were putting your foot all up in somebody behind, or you were touching somebody in a different way that you weren't supposed to. Keep that same energy. And I was at that point in my life, and I still am. I done did some stuff, not about the stuff that I was just talking about right now, but I did some stuff in my life that put me to shame. I was doing things in my life at a young child's age where I could have been in a wooden box somewhere, but I knew some kind of way God has gave me a purpose to be open about that. When you can really show somebody where you're coming from, when you can allow them to direct them to where you've been. That's not, that is not my main focus, but it's like my situation. I was very harsh. I was very callous, very malicious, very, it just vow, I've been that way at my life and and I didn't care about who I hurt. I was very selfish about certain things like that. I was just like, okay, well, I don't give a damn about my life. So why are you trying to make me worry about something I don't care about? Because that was some kind of vibe I held on to a lot, because there was so many different things that I've gone through as a child. And it made me numb to the presence of love. I didn't know what that mess felt like. I had it, but it was always separated from me. If I did, it was only like a quick, and it wasn't like that on purpose. Well, at least with the people that was giving it to me, but it's just like when I allow myself to deal with the things that I've dealt with, it's very uncomfortable, because I have to allow myself to not have my opinion on every daggone thing that tries to get my attention. I've seen people want to pull a wild hair, and I'm like, man, if you only knew what you were messing with, I wouldn't be testing me like that. I done been here before. You better leave me alone, But then I had to allow myself to know you better than that. When you can trigger somebody based off of jealousy, fear, and inferior, egotistical vibe, whatever. You don't have to always respond to that. Just because the day that they became bothered, you already won the battle anyway. When folks get bothered about your presence, what you represent, who you represent, what you connected to, you already won when they start already popping off an attitude and trying to see how they're going to ruin your day. They always, some haters rearrange their whole schedules about how the heck they're going to try to make sure you fail. Allow yourself to appreciate that, because they already know there's something worth you in there is meant to jeopardize. But God loves you. And a lot of times, like I was saying earlier, why would God allow this to happen? Because God got a moment for all that stuff that you're going through. And it may be hard for us to see it at that time, but this is what he has brought into our lives to shake and make something that we never thought we can be. That pain carries a purpose to it for a reason. You don't know what it is. When I went through my stuff, I said, I would never want nobody to feel like this situation I did. This is the most effed up thing that anybody can go through. A person shouldn't have to go through this and feel like they're going through it alone. Anybody that loved and cared about and know my truth were all dead. They were over here helping me from the other side. And I've came a long way, even though I ain't exactly where I need to be, where I wanted to be. Let me put that, allow me to retort. I'm not exactly where I thought I would be by this time, but God has a reason for things to move the way it is. But then when I allow myself to just see what energy I project out to other people, the truth that I choose to speak, am I allowing myself to entertain because I want to be seen? I want to be known, or trying to clout chase. It ain't even about that. I can tell you my story and jump to something else and say, regardless on who I'm related to, what I went through, my situation humbled the hell out of me. It really did. And it had to, because I didn't think my shit used to stink back in the day when I found out about the situation. But then it was just like I had to humble myself really quick, because I was in enemy lines, and I wasn't seeing the things that I needed to be seeing. I would just take a peek and not even know somebody coming at me with a knife. And it really allowed myself to humble myself and just be grateful for the things that I've gone through, the things that I've overcome, the things that I can be honest to say. The most strongest person can have the most weakest vibration at one time. And that's where strength comes in, because a lot of people feel like when you cry, you get mad or you get upset and you want to deny that. That's mental illness that you put on your own self. Because I see how folks will sit up here and say, oh, I ain't mad. But I say, where you moving, it's like you got hidden agenda somewhere. So I don't know who you trying to convince, me or you, because your words and your energy ain't matching. Good people and people ain't going through stuff, ain't making the moves like you do. But I'm gonna let you, that's your story, I'm gonna let you tell it. And it's just being at that point where I can allow myself to say, yeah, I got many moments, but I also see my strength on the stuff that I got to deal with, since things were so public, and then I had to allow myself to just keep moving forward and say, this too shall pass. This is not where God has my pit stop at. This is only a little stop and go. That's one minute. It's like, it is a pit stop and go. But then it's things are manifesting in that way that I can feel confident within myself. I can be open, to a certain extent, Allow myself to show my scars, but I'm healing those scars. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Those scars that has marked you hold some kind of badge of honor on what you've gone through. Because a lot of things that has touched your life, a lot of people will run from. There's so many things you don't overcome. There are some people that they'll be lost in mid-stride and be going in one direction and went somewhere. And I ain't talking about the daggone group One Direction. You just want to go on and say, no, that's too much. I didn't have that choice in my life. It got hot. I was in the hot seat a lot and didn't even know what was going on in my life, trying to always understand why is my presence is always irritating somebody where they feel like they got to constantly probe at me and poke at me. But then when I start noticing that truth, and that truth didn't have no ass whooping clause that was signed, and I can be calm about that. That's the most dangerous person you could ever be around, is when you done did something detrimental to somebody's life and they can put you 6 feet deep. Well, let me go ahead and say 8 feet deep, because I'm about to beat the hell out of you 2 more feet for the stuff that you did. And I be calm about it. That's the most scariest thing you can do to somebody, when you done messed their life up in every kind of way and they stay calm. That's the most scariest thing you can do. It's predictable. They want to see that fact that they get up under your skin. That's where they thrive off of. Certain things, it thrives off of your sadness, your anger, your pain. But when you allow yourself to be cool as a fan, yeah, I know you did that, but I appreciate you though. Yeah, I know I did some mess like that. I'd be dead if I'm sitting up here laying next to you and I did something like, oh, okay, all right. Because see, they don't, it's like my enemy only had access to the unhealed me. They don't have that one that, they try to stay persistent on their patience and positivity. I got to be very selective. I'm like, is this going to be an investment or a well set back? You got to understand, a lot of times we try to carry conversations with people that are very immature. They'll be so quick to create a drama other than they find every problem to a daggone solution. You have to understand that, is this person going to create a solution, or he or she going to bring a heavier problem? You have to think about that before you react, because a lot of times we be in the heat of the moment and we start popping off, and that's where it's showing you right there. This is where your energy stays at, to where it needs to be healed. Stop allowing that person to get up under your skin like that. You can't sit up here and put vengeance on a person that's already damn miserable. Look at what they're doing to just get a rise out of you. That's miserable people. Don't RSVP they daggone. They ain't a party you want to go to. It is not a party you want to go to. So it's allowing you to be able to move in different ways. Real G's got move in silence. Your left hand can't know what the right hand doing. When you're making moves in your life to do something big and better for you, allow them to think that you're struggling. Allow them to think that you're going through living hell. Allow them to think that you ain't going to prosper. Allow them to do that. Some people, it's okay for them to misunderstand you. Not everybody need to know what your ex is of what God got for you. It ain't none of their daggone business, But it's just like, you have to know, if you're moving in good intentions, you're always going to be blessed. Even when it may feel like you're not right now, you're always going to be blessed, because you're doing what's true to your heart. You're not lying to nobody. Just because you don't allow yourself to speak on everything that you're doing to point A to point B to point C, people can't stop what they can't see. They can't ruin what you got working on you. You are protected. You are loved. There's a lot of different things that where God don't remove people out of our lives, because we don't know what they were talking about when we weren't there. You don't know what moves they were making. You don't know what kind of blocks they were trying to cop. It's all those different things. And a lot of times, like, why they took out my life? Your rejection is your best protection. If it's meant for you to know, you're gonna know. It's gonna be at that point in your life where you're gonna appreciate how those folks dogged you. Allow people to sleep on you the way they did, because there's some people that's going to be around you and it's going to be on that vibe, and they're going to recognize you're a gem. You're a hidden gem. You're a blessing. And it's not saying that on a monetary level, but a spiritual level. They see that person got a pure heart, but they done been through some stuff. They speak their mind and they still try to shell out love. And it's like they're not looking for anything back. That's why I say I love my purpose. It's like it's a positive outlet for me. I speak my mind, and I try to make sure I don't say anything where it offends somebody. But if it's like a truth that you choose to ignore, for you to project your facade or whatever lies you choose to say, that's more about you and less about me. But I'm going to stay in my truth. Because it's just like, no matter what I went through, nobody can't judge me except God. My things that I went through in my life is not something I'm proud about, but I'm proud of the person that done transformed me into being now. Because that old person, old Roz, don't exist anymore. But I appreciate the whole, all hell of her, because she done went through hell and back, done came back, never smelled like smoke, never smelled like soot, nothing like that. But that girl done went through some stuff and created something this, where I'm helping other people as I help myself. I felt pain in the worst kind of way possible. And I was so determined. I've been like this since I was 4 years old. And I told my mom, I want to help everybody that I possibly can, to let them show love, even when there was so much hate that was placed on their life. And I want to do that. A 4-year-old child shouldn't be talking like that, and it prepared me for what I'm going through right now. You're going to have your moments where you're ready to give up. There's times I told you, I'm going to try to end my life so many daggone times. I had too many near-death experiences, and I died and came right back. I seen myself looking at myself, but that was like, God was like, no, it's not your time. There's different things that I'm placed on my life, different things that's been done that didn't even touch me, but God made sure I went through that, came through it, and overcome it. Everything that you're going through right now holds a very powerful purpose for something you never seen coming. And then when you applying pressure and you end up coming out this shiny diamond or ruby or whatever, you're going to understand why life was so hard for you. You won't understand why the devil sent all his little minions to come over here and mess up your path, because he's seen what was coming. He sees what all you went through is creating something very beautiful and very powerful, and you can't be touched. And that's not what the devil wants. That, when you rise, guarantee you there's enemy risings too, but you're being protected, and allow yourself to move forward. Everything that you're going through may be uncomfortable, but you ain't even gonna understand and even comprehend the fabric of comprehension of what is about to enter your life because of all those things that you did. You keep moving in your purpose. You don't know who the people you are inspiring, even if they don't even tell you they're inspiring. You're inspiring them. You are inspiration to inspire many. You getting your flowers, you just don't know it. They're still watching you. As much as your enemies is watching you, the people that admire you watch you as well. And they're like, Dad, that person I've been through some stuff. If they can do that, so can I. It ain't no easy road. God and the universe never said it was going to be. But it's going to show you some things about yourself, about what your surroundings are, the choices of people you make, the choice of, vibrations of roads that you choose to make. And it's going to allow you to see things in a whole different view. Your vantage point don't really changed up on something. It's really going to take you somewhere. So I hope you were able to resonate with the content of the video. Y'all, much love to you. Like I said, I will be having support chat. It was very good. We did it. What is it, about an hour and a half? If y'all feel like there are certain things you want to talk about, either you can come up in the comment section or just, come in. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I post it up, 30 minutes to an hour beforehand, so we can all join. It's going to be different from regular chat because it's just like I just do different discussions. But these are the situations where we have problems and we try to look for solutions. So I wanted to have two different things to be able to do. So, this is your starting off on your weekend. So please be safe and responsible at everything you do. Whatever you're trying to manifest into your life is going to come so many times bigger than you ever expected. Come sooner than you ever predicted it. And even through social distancing, make sure you give out love, light, positivity, words, vibes, frequencies. You just never know. All those things will really take you a long way. And I hope you were able to resonate with the content of this video. Y'all want to give post notification shout out to Tarot Simone. Much love to you. Welcome to the fam. Kermit Culture Tarot. Much love to you. Vi's Diary. And Vi, if you watch this, I didn't forget about you. And Danelle Horton, much love to you as well. Welcome to the fam. And Haley Ho, I ain't heard from you in a minute. Hope you are all as well, fam. Much love to you. Like and subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'll leave all my contact information in the description box below, as well as a link to my podcast as well. You'll see me on my next video. Much love to you. Peace.